right, Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites. We come in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America, also known as Nineveh, also known as Sodom, spiritually known as Egypt, Babylon the Great, and many other names in the Bible. Yes, America is mentioned in the Bible, not by the name America, but by other names, spiritual names. Okay, mainly Babylon the Great. Babel means confusion. On means land of confusion. And this land is completely confused. All right? You can't want to walk up and talk to a girl, you talk to a man. So don't do that anymore. All right? We come in, week out to prophesy the downfall of this place, to wake up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, who today are Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, the speckled bird, people that don't even look like us, but their spirit goes back to the 12 tribes of Israel. And you better hope you're one of those, all right, to get you to repent, acknowledge your offense, pray for forgiveness, and come back to the ordinances that are in this Bible right here. Look. Bible right here. All right. And yes, this Bible does identify who the devil is. All right, which is a mystery. The mystery that hath been hid from ages is now made manifest unto us. All right. So first and foremost, and as always, all praise is due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, the elder bishops of GMS, including the elder that came before them that taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers I put in the word, the truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. So if you see little hairs in the frame, okay, that's the windscreen. Looks like a tribble, if you know what a tribble is from Star Trek. Here, I'll show it to you. Okay, if you know what a tribble is, that's the tribble. Goes on top of the camera, on the mic portion of the camera. The camera is a Zoom H2, I believe. What is it? H4? No, it's a Q. It's a Zoom Q2N. All right. And you use these to make music videos. So the mic is really good. And it's really sensitive, so when the wind blows, you have to put that windscreen on there, otherwise you'll hear the wind blowing. All right? So anyway, if there's a couple of hairs floating in the screen, then just listen. All right? So, the big thing right now, all right? The big thing, two big things: nuclear missiles and UFOs, which spell the end of the world, okay? Why did this devil try to hide the UFOs? Okay. Why do so many people not believe in UFOs, so to speak? This thing is going to fall. Salakia. Okay. Salakia. All right. Because when they come to destroy, here it is, you got people that don't believe in UFOs, right? And then you got people making movies about UFOs. It's a total contradiction. What does that go back to? Babylon. It goes to confusion. So these devils, they've known, right, for centuries, we'll say, about the chariots. The name of the UFOs are the chariots of Israel. Let's get that. Let's start there. Because the chariots and the angels have been demonized. I saw this, I was watching this thing on Sir Isaac Newton, and they went into how he didn't believe in the Trinity, but he was this Bible scholar, and all of his works really were about the Bible, and they hid that. Then they showed this picture, when they mentioned the Trinity, they showed a picture of the Most High holding his son, and then there were a bunch of angels, and they're all Edomites. So at the same time, they're shooting you this bull, and a man of the Lord, he can listen to a documentary like that and just pick out the bullshit. This is bullshit, this is bullshit. And Sir Isaac Newton said that the world is going to end, or Armageddon is going to happen in the year 2060, and he was pretty close. He's about 40 years off. Okay, give or take a year. But first of all, it said Armageddon will happen, signaling the return of Christ. All right? Well, no man knoweth the time, so what is this idiot doing? Oh, you're going in, you're trying. And apparently he was pretty close. All right? Now, you know he's a witch. And whatever, I mean, he used for his calculations, right? Or, for that matter, is anything that this Edomite put in this documentary true, or is he telling us what they want us to believe? Anyway, 2060 is the date that they came up with. And here we are in 2022. Armageddon really is going on now. Okay? Now it's going to escalate to the point where, you know, the reason, and I said this yesterday, the reason you don't understand that Armageddon is going on right now, it's going on in Eastern Europe. If you had to go to the store, right, here in Babylon, and you had to wait until the shelling stopped. Okay, did they stop? Is there a ceasefire right now so I could go to the store and get some fucking food? If the store isn't already blown up. Okay. Now, that's going on in Eastern Europe. Except for now, the war done escalated to the point where Vlad went in and destroyed the infrastructure. Shut the lights down, the water, the dams, which he should have did in February, but he was pussyfooting around until they punched him in the nose and gave him a bloody nose. Now he's like, now I'm taking the gloves off. Okay? But the point I'm making is, this bitch, Babylon, says, I sit a virgin, meaning the only wars that they've had is a little civil war. Nobody has attacked. Can you imagine if Iraq had the firepower to conduct a shock and awe campaign on Babylon the Great? First of all, Iraq is ancient Babylon. Okay? So, how crazy is that? Babylon the Great launched a shock and awe campaign against ancient Babylon. Imagine if that went down here and everything was destroyed, right? Reduced to rubble. We blew them niggers and them devils back to the Stone Ages, what they, how they say it, okay? And then there's sporadic fighting in different places. And the town that you live in, we're still shelling. You know, they're fighting skirmishes. and you like this, hungry, if they stop fucking fighting, ceasefire for a minute, because I gotta go to the store, then you would know, as this thing spreads, all right, there was small fighting. Hell, the war in Eastern Europe, as we see it right now, has been going on since 2013, right? In the Donbass, or whatever you want to, Now, what is it? Now it's all of Ukraine, all right? So, showing you that this thing is escalating, it's spreading, and it's going to continue to do that, all right? Nancy Pelosi gets on a plane in China, right, the biggest motherfucking nation, Moab, is going to shoot down Nancy's plane and give America a bloody nose, right? Kim Jong-un goes like this to everybody. I got nukes. What you gonna do? I'll tell you what you're not gonna do. You're not gonna come up in here and count my nukes and then take them away. If you know what this means. All right, gotta have a little fun out here. But this is deadly serious business. All right? And the weather went from, the sun was out. Yesterday was a beautiful day. Now there's clouds all over, right? But not the cloud that I want to see. I want to see the clouds, or the cloud, singular, that Yahushua got beamed up into. All right? Over in the Ukraine, here's the news. There's so many so-called UFOs in the theater of war over there. How close are we to the end? I'm sorry, Sir Isaac Newton, but you were wrong. All right? What are the signs of his coming? A day of darkness, a day of clouds and thick, a day of thick cloud. I'd go in there and get it. That darkness, right? When that chariot pulls up, it's going to get dark. When niggas are getting sliced in half by laser beams, it's going to be a dark day. Laser beams come up out of the chariot. It's a war chariot. Go watch Star Wars. What are they telling you? Okay? They try to make Darth Vader the bad guy, and there's a backstory to it, right? There's a whole backstory to it, but basically, it goes into the war in heaven. And there was war in heaven, and that word heaven is dealing with the sky, right, in the earth's atmosphere. And the chariots of Israel coming in from the fourth dimension, the spiritual realm. We read this yesterday, we're bringing it out again. Second Kings 2:11. Okay. Now, Elijah, the prophet, right, was abducted by aliens. The aliens are the angels, right? It's just words, metaphors. To be abducted by aliens is actually a good thing. We went into that yesterday. But We're just gonna, we're gonna deal with the chariots today because that's the thing. The chariots is what it's about right now. Chariots have everything to do with your salvation, from being saved to destroying the enemy. That's how Jesus is coming back in the clouds. See, everybody knows, oh, well, Jesus Christ coming back in the clouds. But can you put it together? Can you put together it's a mystery. What do you mean Jesus Christ is coming back in the cloud? What do you mean a cloud received him out of it? How do you qualify that in the real world? If the Bible is written in dark sayings, metaphors, and parables, how do you qualify that? Okay? And everything was designed, okay? This devil went above and beyond the call of duty, that when we come out here and say a UFO, we are looking crazy. Well, how crazy does it sound for me to say this? Well, to be abducted by aliens is what it means to be saved. Does that sound crazy or what? Why? Because this devil, I'm talking about the Edomite, the so-called white man, spent a good deal of money and a good deal of time demonizing the angels and their craft, made it into a bad thing. When you say he was abducted by that somehow is a bad thing. And they stuck an anal probe up in his ass. Right? Who did that? Who created these fairy tales? Well, I'll tell you who and why. Because this devil means deceiver, okay? This wicked means Edomite. This wicked ass devil, the so-called white man who is an Edomite, knows that one day, no man knoweth the time, right? But they're looking. They're like this. Nigga, we got a Webb telescope, we got a Hubble telescope, and Chelsea Clinton is the daughter of Webb Hubble. All right, I just thought I'd throw that in there. That's not Bill's daughter. That's Webb Hubble's daughter. Do the comparison. Type in Webb Hubble, Webster Hubble, and Chelsea Clinton. Put the picture side by side, and you tell me whose daughter that is. Going into deception. All right? The word devil means deceiver. These devils are all about deception. UFOs don't exist. They don't. But they're throughout the Bible. These spaceships that come in, they go to and fro from the fourth dimension into the third, are all the way throughout the Bible from the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the deep. There's the chariots right there. And when it says, in the beginning, the gods created the heavens and the earth, right? The gods were in their chariots right there. Why? Because that's how they get it. Well, God doesn't need it. God doesn't need a spaceship. And see, this is how close we are to the end, because a motherfucking scoffer got to come out the woods, right? And scoff, right? Knowing this first, that in the last days, scoffers are going to come out of the woodwork. Got to be close to the end. God doesn't need a spaceship. There you are, you fucking scoffer. It is almost here. Second Kings 2:11. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire. That word chariot, oh, that's horses and a carriage. What does chariot of fire mean? What was a movie where this guy was running, right? What is St. Elmo's Fire? Well, it's a movie, and this is Babylon, the land of confusion. And it came to pass as they still went on, so they were walking. Elijah, the prophet, and Elisha, his understudy, they were walking. And this is what happened when they were just walking next to the river or whatever. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Okay, so that whirlwind that he went up by was a tractor beam that lifted him up. And heaven means the sky in this instance. Okay. Went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Okay. Now, did he just go from walking with Elisha to the spirit realm? No. It mentions a chariot, a vehicle that was in the sky. See, you got to qualify the sky. Oh, the chariot, well, there was horses, and it came in, and it went right in between both of them. No, nigga. When you say heaven, changes everything. What does heaven mean in this instance? It means the sky. So a chariot was in the sky, chariot of fire, and the horses of fire were in the sky. And then that chariot that was in the sky, Elijah was taken up by a tractor beam into the chariot that was in the sky. That's what it's telling. And I'm supposed to look crazy saying this or breaking it down, telling you what it actually means because it's cloaked in mystery and dark saying. And I'm supposed to look like a clown. This nigga, there he go, talking about UFOs, raising his voice. They need to go pick him up and take his ass to Bellevue, right? Here's the name of the chariot. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel and the horsemen thereof. So Elisha knew what he was seeing. He knew the name of the vehicles. The chariots of Israel. Who's in those chariots? The angels. Who do the angels deal with? They deal with the children of Israel, who are the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai's chosen people, the Israelites. These war chariots, this army, right? Whose army is it? Well, it's God's army, God and his people. Going back to, well, who are God's people? Israel, the chariots of Israel. This is our military. Well, the Israelites don't have a military. We do. We have the greatest military ever created, the angels, and they're encamped around, they encampeth around them that fear him. We fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Wow. That bird is just like hovering. Look at that. Woo. Is that an eagle?
Yeah.
Awesome. You Native American? Are you Native American or Mexican?
Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah.
Do you know that the Mexicans are God's chosen people? You know that?
Because we've got hot workers.
Huh?
We never say no.
That's in the Bible.
Yeah.
That you guys are hard work. It says, Issachar, you're from the tribe of Issachar. It says, Issachar is a strong ass, meaning a donkey.
Yeah.
Ain't the donkey the animal of Mexico?
Yeah.
Right? It says it right here. Okay, let's talk about you. All right, brother. Call it out. They said, that's an eagle. I'm like, that's a chariot. The wind is so strong right now. There's two eagles. One just comes up. I'm talking about hovering. I said, the spirit of the Lord moved over the face of the deep. That word moved is hovered. And this eagle comes and just stays there. He's gliding on the wind, but he's just to fly in one place is what it means to hover, right? And birds don't do that, right? I know this. There's one bird that can hover, right? When he's flying. That bird is a hummingbird, right? Hummingbird can go. Hummingbird moves a lot like a chariot, okay? Well, what I just saw right now, I'm like, oh, I wish I could see a chariot because I don't get to see them. The brothers in New York, they see chariots every day, right? And I'm like, oh, I just want to see a chariot. I just want to see a chariot. But what I have to do, right? I have to have enormous faith. I have to be spiritual. I'm looking at a hummingbird right now. And I have to understand that I might be looking directly at a chariot, right? And not know, because it looks like a bird. But the scriptures tell you, as birds flying, so shall, let me get that. Okay. That's telling you. See, because a chariot, there was a video, short video of a chariot. I think I was looking at it yesterday. The chariot split into two, and then just got ghost. It was tight, and chariot can do things that you can't even imagine. Cloak, enlarge itself, contract. Make itself look like a bird. Okay. Make itself look like a plane. All right. We're talking about the Most High and the angels. What am I looking for? As birds flying. Going into, when you see that word defend, right? That goes into the military. As birds. Okay. So this is Isaiah 31 and 5 in the KJV. As birds flying, right there. That's telling you that you could be looking at some geese in formation, right? As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it. It means to deliver. It means to save it. And passing over, he will preserve it. What's that talk about? The elect getting beamed up. There's that word saving. Defending also, that means fighting for. What did the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night do out there in the Sinai when the Egyptians ran up on the Israelites? It got in between them. It got in between both camps and said, no, that's as far as you go. It defended them. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also will he deliver it, and passing over he will preserve it. The NIV, like birds hovering overhead. So I'm watching an eagle ride on the wind, staying in one like a kite. See, a regular bird, he has to be in motion to fly. Like a plane. The plane has to move forward. A helicopter can hover. Okay? But an airplane, it has to be moving. Right? Speed, velocity, lift, these things. All right? So a regular bird, unless it's a hummingbird, can't hover. Okay? I just watched an eagle just stay in the same place. It stayed there for like 5 whole seconds, not moving. Now he's riding the wind, right? But through the Spirit, I'm like this. There's a cherry. Why? Because I got hope, I got faith. And in the Spirit, you understand these things. When you know the scriptures like this, like birds hovering overhead, the Lord Almighty will shield Jerusalem. He will shield it and deliver it. He will pass over it and will rescue it, save it. NLT, the Lord of heaven's armies will hover over Jerusalem and protect it like a bird protecting its nest. He will defend and save the city. The city, let's talk about the elect. He will pass over it and rescue it. That word hovering, boy. See, in the King James it says, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts. Every other thing is saying hovering. ESV, like birds hovering, so the Lord of hosts will protect Jerusalem. Berean Standard, like birds hovering overhead, Christian Standard Bible, like hovering birds, so the Lord of armies will protect Jerusalem. See that word armies? You see the military aspect? What does a military do? It defends and protects the king and its subjects. Edomites want to destroy the Most High and his son. But the Most High has the baddest military ever created. Period. Woo! Another bird. It says, contemporary English, I, the Lord all-powerful, will protect Jerusalem like a mother bird circling over her nest. Now, that not a mother bird, but a father bird, a father ship. You know what they call airplanes? They call them birds, right? They call a helicopter a bird. Here come the birds. What a helicopter do they hover? Helicopters are used in war. You got a Huey, you got a Black Hawk, you got a Chinook, a Cherokee. All of these are Gadite names, right? Maybe not a Huey. Comanche. The chariots are an integral part of everything. An integral part of everything. So this devil had to go out of his way to hide and demonize the chariots. Why? What is this? Ecclesiastes. What is it? So long, bear with me. It's I have to look it up. Zechariah. Slovakia. This beautiful weather right here. Zechariah 5. Zechariah 5 and 1. Talking about the chariots and what their function is. Okay? And that's why this devil is so fucking scared, because he know this nigga done demonized the angels. Okay? So that here it is, you got the Christian church, the Catholic church. When they see these chariots, they're going to run because they're scared. They've been indoctrinated with lies and bullshit. Here it is. This is your salvation. You're running from it. That's how it's funny. Isn't that ironic? You talk about, oh, saved, I'm saved, I'm saved, I'm saved. But here's your salvation. You're going to run from it and go hide. The tractor beam is going to go, oh, they're trying to abduct us. You're going to run. Instead of running to it, right, and jumping in it, you're going to run from it like it's something bad. That's how deceived you are. You go in there, the pastor reads you the Bible, fucking lies to you, brainwashes you into believing that somehow you're already saved. And a motherfucker will fight you about, oh, I'm saved. You're not saved, and you don't understand the concept. And you want to fight. I am saved, and Jesus Christ is my personal Savior. He ain't saved nobody yet. And you're so fucking stupid and gullible that the guy that's taking all your fucking money, like somehow you could buy your way into heaven. You don't even understand the concept of heaven or the spiritual realm. All you know is what this demon, right, told you, and it's all lies, and you're paying him to continue to lie to you. Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. All right, so Zechariah saw something, and he's describing it, and he's calling it a flying roll, like a piece of bread, right? Basically a cigar-shaped chariot. Then he gives the size and the dimensions of it as he's describing it. And he said, the angel, and he said unto me, what seest thou? What do you see? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. It's about 10 by 20, right? Feet or whatever. He's trying to describe what he saw. It was like a piece of big old piece of bread. Today, here's what's in the news today. It looked like a big ass Tic Tac. What are they doing? They're trying to describe the shit that he saw flying. Wasn't no plane, man. See, they didn't have planes back in the day of Zechariah. So when you see something that looks like some fucking bread off the dinner table, that shit was about this big and it flew. Today it's the Tic Tac incident, or the cigar-shaped UFO, or a saucer, or a disc, or a triangle, right? It was the size of a football field. Same thing back then. Then he said unto me, so the angel's gonna tell you what the function of these craft, the chariots of Israel. He's going to explain their function. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Remember, upon the face, hovered upon the face of the deep? For everyone that stealeth, what does a thief do? The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to what? What is that? Who's the thief? Who stole America? The thief. So now this is the house of the thief. It says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it. Put your hand on the Bible. Your right hand. Do you solemnly swear? Who does that? I swear on my daddy. Nigga, on my mama. Right? The nigga's just copying Esau. Right? Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off on that side according to it. All right? So this thing is here to cut your ass off. Right? You cut off the head of a snake, and what happens? The snake dies. All right? I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, Esau, and into the house, America, of him that sweareth falsely by my name. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So that laser, what does the word consume mean? Oh, what it means to eat. It means to eat up. It means to burn. The word consume goes back to burning. Well, the fire consumed the whole valley. Don't worry, nigga. Yeah, go that way and hide from me. I don't want to talk to you either. I'm glad you're running. Continue running from the truth. See how that goes for you coming up real soon when shit gets bad out there. You'll be running. Is that him? Is that him? They'll be looking. Famine of the word come. It's going to be real bad at that time. All right, so that's the function of the chariots. Okay, and I want to read this real quick because everybody kind of glosses over this. It's really important. Okay, and it's about coming around the mountain. All right, I just want to put this out there because I love my brethren and all of that, but it's very important that you read this one word. 2nd Ezra 13. People leave this word out all the time. They read the scripture. And let me show you how it works and how leaving out one word kind of fucks everything up. All right? They read right over that word and they don't say it. Here's how you do it wrong, okay? It says, Second Ezra 13 and 6. Everybody reads this wrong. And you not only do you have to read the word, you have to emphasize the word to bring more meaning and clarity to what's actually being said. Now, I'm going to read it the wrong way first, okay? Here's how they read it, because they leave a word out, okay? I'm going to leave the word out and show you how it reads. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Okay? Now, somebody's flying upon a mountain. Okay? Now, a mountain, I'm talking about a mountain. A mountain is connected to the earth, right? So to say that somebody flew upon a mountain, right, is kind of vague. Now, when you put the word in there that was left out, the word is up. And flew up upon it. Everybody leaves. And flew upon it. No, you missed it. And I don't mean to sound full of myself or whatever. This is just a little teaching moment that, first of all, you left out a word. Don't do that. You know, hey, not trying to be an asshole. I might sound, oh, you pompous and da-da-da-da. Left out a word, so let's get the word. Now, it should read like this, and here's how you should read it for more emphasis and more clarity as to what's going on. Okay? 2 Ezra 13 and 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. Okay? That word up. Okay, when you leave it out, the mountain is just over there. But when you fly up upon something, the mountain isn't connected to the earth anymore. It's up here. And flew up upon it. Upon means you were on the mountain. Up means you, the mountain, and everything was up in the air, in the sky. Okay, so you can't leave that word up out of that. He graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. No, he flew up. When you fly up, I mean, you can fly down the street. What does that mean? It means you're running fast. Well, he flew up the street. He flew down the street, burn and scratch, right? Hauling ass. The nigga flew up the street, hauling ass. Well, when you fly up upon something, you and your vehicle or whatever you're flying upon are up. And it's very significant. So you gotta slow down and read that. 2 Ezra 13 and 6. But I beheld, and lo, see those commas? But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. Okay? What the hell is that talking about? See, because we've established that the mountain is in the air. It's not just over there. So is it a mountain at all? Going into she'll be coming around the mountain. Going into the fact that these devils have known, right, for decades, because when you get that, you get the Wikipedia definition, we'll do it real quick. See if I still got it ready. It doesn't look like I do. Nope. Slocky, bear with me. Let me get it because it's very pertinent. She'll be apostrophe. She'll be coming around the Miami. All wiki. Here it is. Okay. And this is just teaching, right? Just teaching. Go to background, you go to the second paragraph. And it reads, the original song was published in Old Plantation Hymns in 1899. That's huge. Then it tells you what the song actually means. It ostensibly refers to the second coming of Christ, with the she referring to the chariot that the returning Christ is depicted as driving. 2 Ezra 13:6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. Okay? She'll be coming around the mountain is a song about the chariots. When Yahushua comes back in his war chariot that's as big as a mountain. Okay? Letting you know that here it is, you know about a chariot. But UFOs don't exist. So, wasn't nothing flying except for the chariots in 1899. Right? What? Orville and Wilbur, some bullshit. Here it is, you got the Saqqara bird. Look that up. Saqqara, S-A-C-C-A-R-A, bird. Right? That they found in a pyramid in Egypt. Many things. Ancient. Watch Ancient Aliens and they go, oh, well, this space shuttle looking thing that was a pendant, right? We made a scale model of it and that thing flies. But Orville and Wilbur, two white boys, because we all know that the white man created everything, including the heavens and the earth, right? According to them. According to the so-called white man, a white man named God created the heaven and the earth, right? And then his white son, Jesus, right, is coming back to hand out daisies and love everybody. All you got to do is believe on him. You'll go to heaven. Isn't that just all wrapped up neatly in a big bow? A big red bow. Right? My gift to the world. The whole world. All you got to do is believe and all you have to do is accept Jesus as your personal Savior. All your sins will be washed away. You'll be forgiven and you're going to heaven. That lie is straight out of the devil's mouth. And there's gonna be a pre-tribulation rapture, right? Which it did say something about a rapture in this. I left that part out. I wanted to get to the meat. The fact that this devil knows, right, clearly, first of all, who the children of Israel are, and then knows about the chariots and who they're coming back for. Of course, he had to lie. Okay, that's what he does. Of course, he had to deceive you, and you niggas are still buying it, right? And you're supposed to, and the rest were deceived. Gotta get that. And the others were blinded. And the rest were blinded. That's Romans. Romans 11 and 7. Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for? What do we seek for? Salvation. But the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. So, stay in the church, nigga. You're blinded. You can't hear these words. Nigga, you talking about UFOs? Shit, I'm going to church. Second Ezra 13 and 7. But I would have seen the region or the place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. Meaning he looked on the ground. He looked up, and Yahushua was flying up upon a mountain. And he looked down, he's like, where'd that mountain come from? He looked into the earth to see where the mountain came from. He's like, it's just mountains. I don't see where they cut this thing out. How did it get up here? That's how big it was. Going into the size of the chariot. It was as big as a mountain. I said, what? Shit. And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet there's fight. So there's going to be a war in heaven, in the sky. Right? And this is describing it. All right? The chariots of Israel are going to fight against Satan and his blue angels. Blue angels being airplanes, whatever. Whatever this devil was able or given the blueprint or the technology to create. And when you go back into Nazi Germany, they were dealing with their chariots, their UFOs, okay? And they have a program. They brought those Nazis back from Nazi Germany. They brought them here, put them in Area 51 and said, keep going. What you got? Now they think they're ready. Now we got a space force for what? For this battle right here. Now it's going to go into the weapon systems that are on the chariots of Israel. And this is why suddenly, okay, are the chariots the talk of everything right now? Well, because they're showing up, you know, more and more and more and more. All right? They're about to do what we know they're coming to do. When you watch Independence Day with Will Smith, it's telling the story. How do they not know? That's telling the story. You know, the UFOs came back to attack Earth, if you will. Mainly Babylon the Great, known as America. Okay. What were they doing? What they do over the Empire State Building. And then the little fighters, they came out and they fought against the the airplane, the jets, the fighter jets. It was all in there. They're telling the whole story. Why? Because they fucking know the whole story. They know the whole story. And they're lying about the outcome, the fact that they don't know. Oh, well, we don't know. We don't know what a UFOs, do they exist? But you make a fucking movie about the war in heaven that's in the Bible. See? You can't have it both ways, devil. You can't have a song called She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain about Yahushua returning, but you don't know what a UFO is. Come on. See? Red hand, we done caught you red-handed, devil. Again. My boy Gilbert. Look at him. He's turning it in. All right. The homie, the screaming demon. He got a big old chopper, old school chopper. Crazy ass. Yeah, we're at the end, buddy. Chariots are here, ready to do what they do, showing themselves. Yeah, I can't see anything. My bad knee is fucking up. I'm gonna tough it out. I'm gonna tough that shit out. I fear the Most High. Gotta fight through this pain. So, yeah. Yep. What marks the end are the missiles and the chariots. Okay? And the chariots cannot be stopped. You can't fuck with that laser. That laser got your whole ass. Okay? Second Ezra 13 and 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. So right now we're talking about weapons. Yahushua sees, oh, look at all these planes and shit. He's laughing. Just like in Independence Day. Here come the airplanes running up on the father ship. Right? And what? The father ship got a force field, right? That somehow in the movie they were able to, defeat the force field, You know how the devil, oh, well, we figured God out. Nigga, no, you didn't. We're reading it right now. You switched, you flipped the script and made it that you won. That's how you do. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. And it is. You motherfuckers believe that this devil is somehow going to defeat the aliens. No. No, he's not. Now it's going to describe the weapon systems on the chariots. They are lasers. Possibly photon torpedoes. 2 Ezra 13 and 10. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been, a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. This is Ezra trying to explain what he was looking at, the vision that he saw. World War III. They waved the white flag and said, hey, nigga, we got to stop fighting each other. We got to fight against the alien invasion. And Ezra saw this shit. He said, oh, you're clear to fire. Launch missiles, right? Maverick, Goose, you're free to launch missiles at the UFOs. Here's what's going on in the book right here. 2 Ezra 13:11. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. So what that passage right there, that particular scripture said this: the weapon, the war chariots of this world and their weapon systems are no match for the UFOs, those war chariots and their weapon systems. And very quickly, all the armies of the earth were destroyed and basically disintegrated, and only dust, right, was left. And they show you that in Tom Cruise War of the Worlds. They show the so-called tripods, which represent the chariots. Of course, the devil, he got to switch it up because he don't want you to know that he knows. Oh, well, we put legs on the UFOs. Okay. But they're shooting lasers. And whatever's left after that laser hits, it's a puff of dust. A puff of smoke, some dust. If you go back and watch that movie, they're showing you that they know, that they've read this. And they were all mixed together. This is 2 Ezra 13:11, and it's long. It says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one. See, when it says burn them up every one, that means America's army, Russia's army, China's army, India's army, Iran's army, Kim Jong-un, his army, all the armies of the world. What happened was all of their weapon systems, boats, everything, were destroyed in the course of 1 hour. And after that, you have rendered all the nations of the world of their fighting forces, their power, if you will. So they're powerless, which they didn't stand a chance against the chariots ever in the first place. And they knew this and they were scared, but they fought anyway. Why? Because the Most High put the Spirit on them to fight on, drive on with a heart on. Okay? So it came to naught. And because they don't have any firepower or any strength anymore, they got one option left. Nigga, we still got these nukes though. Give me the football. Launch nukes. Mutually assured destruction. right? Chariots beam us up, missiles hit, lake of fire. Did you catch the part about the chariots? Chariots come up and save us. There's those chariots again. Did you say save? Oh, I'm saved, been saved. I've been walking around earth saved, nigga, for 30 years. Going to church today is Sunday. I'm saved. Nigga, your ass is gonna get burned up. What's God's name? God? Jehovah? Yahweh? I am? Your ass is finna get burned the fuck up. Very soon. Soon and very soon your ass is gonna get burned up out here. And after, Salakia, 2nd Ezra 13 and 12. Afterward, I saw the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude. He came down. See, like Red 5, right? When the I forgot what they call them, X-wing fighters. When the X-wing fighters shot down all of the TIE fighters, so long ago. Star Wars came out in '76, right? I'm not a real big Star Wars fan, but I could barely remember some of these names. So, the X-wing fighters, when they finished their mission, they went back and they were all high-fiving and slapping, right? Coming, cockpit open, they slide down. Ah, we won, right? That's this moment right here. 2nd Ezra 13 and 12. Afterwards, I saw the same man coming down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude. Okay, so they were slapping 5. All right? And Yahushua said, gather around, I'm finna pass out these crowns. Okay? Let's see. Yep. Yep. So, gotta watch War of the Worlds, Tom Cruise. There's an older one. You should watch both of them and glean some information. Like the tripods in the Tom Cruise version, right? They were grabbing up Edomites, and they were basically chopping them up and then sprinkling their blood out of the tripod. They were sprinkling blood going into Numbers 35 and 33, and their blood must be there's 2 sprinkling. Let's get them both. Okay. Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So that goes into blood and cleansing the land. Why were the tripods sprinkling blood? It's going to go into sprinkling, all right? It's going to go into sprinkling. What is Yahushua going to do when he comes back? Isaiah 63. Watch the word sprinkle. Showing you that these devils understood in the Tom Cruise movie. Tom Cruise gets sucked up into a tripod. He sees Edomites getting chopped up, and the tripods are sprinkling blood. Okay. Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bosra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. There's the chariot. Who is this that cometh, as in second coming? What is he coming back to do? I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. There's that saving. Saving how? The chariot, saving. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? Listen close. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Okay? Sprinkling. Well, you said sprinkle on the garment. Come on. You said blood sprinkling? How do you cleanse the land? How do you cleanse this land that is so full of the blood of the tribe of Gad, the tribe of Judah? How do you cleanse it? Two ways. Sprinkling the blood of Edomites. Yeah, some got on my garment too. But really was out here cleansing the land. Go watch the film. Go watch War of the Worlds and watch them sprinkle Edomites' blood. What are they saying? Oh, we're cleansing the land. What is the other way of cleansing the land? That nuclear fire. Fire is a cleansing agent. Water is a cleansing agent. Fire is a cleansing agent. What's going to happen to Babylon the Great? It's going to be set on fire. As in, my grandma told your grandma, sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm going to set your world on fire. Talk about hey now. We're very close to singing songs of joy. Right now we're singing the new song. That is an eagle. Wow. Are they going to hover right over me? I feel like they're hunting. Where'd they go? Oh, oh, oh. Don't poop on me. One way up there. I think they live right here in this park. Yeah. There he is, he's hovering. He's hovering. Ride like the wind. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. And I've got a long way to go. Such a long, make it to the border of Mexico. So I ride like the wind. Ride like the wind. This is how Yahushua is coming back. He's coming back in the clouds. What are the clouds? His chariot. Oh, we got to get it. Real quick. Psalm 104. I'm going to just go straight to the point. Psalm 104 and 4. Who maketh the Salakia, 104 and 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. So the chariot, the clouds are the chariot. Well, here's the chariot. Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. That's the chariot. What is he coming back to do? With his chariot. Shed blood. With that laser. With laser precision. And that's where we are today. What's going on in Ukraine? The chariots, nigga, are showing themselves in the theater of war. What war? Revelation 12:5. So like at 12:7. And there was war in heaven. That heaven is the sky. That's what's going on over there. Are they fighting each other? Are they fighting the angels yet? No. That comes while World War III is kicking live. Jake is a dumbass. He got a picture of an AK on the side of his car. And like, okay, nigga. We can pull you over just, first of all, you ain't got a damn muffler. And then we want to see if you got a fucking chopper in the goddamn car. Niggas are stupid. And he probably got one in there. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. It prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Okay, they got shot the fuck up out of the sky. And down goes Frasier. Down goes satellites and space stations and all of that shit. Got shot out of the sky. Out of low Earth orbit, nigga. Saw a documentary, or this guy making a deathbed confession. I'm about to die of cancer, and I got to tell this story that my dad told me right before he died. The moon landing was faked. They filmed it. They put two hangars together and brought in concrete dust, right? Mocked it up to make it look like the moon, and they shot for 3 days and filmed the moon landing and all of this shit. This dude went all the way into it. Said his dad was there. Then they named off the people that were able to go in and out of the hangar as they filmed the fake moon landing. He said Neil Armstrong. He said Werner von Braun. And one other name that stood out. I was waiting for him to say Stanley Kubrick, but he didn't. But Werner was there. Wait a minute. What was Werner doing in Nazi Germany in the early 40s? Well, he was building V-2 rockets. And what else? What else was he building for Adolf Hitler? He was building what they call spaceships, or Esau's version of a UFO, trying to be like the Most High. We know Esau. We know how to watch one of your little brainwashing stories and break it down as to whether it was the Most High or was it one of your fucking breakdown stories. Well, the UFO was having trouble and it crashed in the Nevada desert. The Most High's. And we back engineered it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Unless the Most High wanted to give you some technology, and could he have done that? Sure. Okay, but the chariots of Israel, they don't crash unless the Most High wants to give you, right, a fair shake at the war in heaven. I'm gonna give you some of these blueprints. I'm gonna give you some of this technology, so you'll have what they call a fighting chance, which you have none. How do I know you don't have a fighting chance? Well, we just read the outcome. Let's read it again. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Up, close the book. And prevailed not. What does it mean, prevailed not? Or who prevailed not? The devil, the serpent, the dragon, the devil, Satan, that guy, he prevailed not. Oh, we read it in the Apocrypha. Dust and smell of smoke, and nigga, I was afraid. So we know. So bring it on. Come on, devil, move. All right? Move, you motherfucking devil. Make your move. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right, so with that, we say, Call halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, the elder bishops of GMS, and the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Right? Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word, the truth and the sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Shalom.